Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. This is Career Mode episode number 2. It's only one day from where we left off on the last episode, as we had back-to-back days, back-to-back objectives, both top 10s. On that first one, we finished in the 60s on our placement, top rider. This time, hoping for a bit better. The terrain, I think, favors that a little bit more. It's not going to be a sprint finish, not a large group sprint finish, but there's far fewer climbs today than there was on the previous day. And with 100 kilometers to go, we are right at the halfway stage of this one. We have a breakaway of 12 riders. They've got a minute 40. And just to show you how lucky we were to have a +5 with Puchek yesterday. Today, one day later, Puchek has a -4 race day condition. So that's all it took. Just one little itsy bitsy effort, and that was that. It's a little breezy today, 22 mile-an-hour winds, and the Peleton actually already splitting up. 72 riders left in the Peleton, 12 in that break. That lead down to 55 seconds, and the first climb is coming. And I'm already getting a little fatigue in the team, and as we saw last time around, even in the low 80s, we struggled to keep pace on any hill. My riders, if you saw episode number 1, you already know this, but for anyone who's kind of jumping in here on episode number 2, I've picked the worst team possible for this. All of my riders were a 55 or below on their average. No ratings, not a single rating above 60 for any one rider on the team whatsoever. Included in the team is riders in their 30s, 40s, older 20s, and we only have 10 riders in all, so 7 of those 10 riders are at today's race, and now just 64 riders left in the Peleton. The breakaway is just ahead of us. We're about to reel them in, and I'm feeling things are going to get a little bit crazy here in a moment, as, they're not taking their foot off the gas at all. Pressure on. 76 riders now. Another climb coming here in just a moment. Looks like we're on a bit of a track that we're going to hit a couple times on the loop. 2 climbs and then hit the same 2 climbs again. We'll hit the first climb a 3rd time before we then turn off. Alright, here's the beginning of the end for some of my riders. There's Jaime out the back. Puchek, our dominant rider from a day ago, is done. Sakamoto has been dropped for now, but they might regain contact here at the front, and yes, they do. Actually, all 3 riders for now coming back together. Okay, achievement, attack. I didn't attack, but my 3 riders that were offering protection are all done. So we're down to 4. We need to take a quick look and see what's left. Race day condition was the main deciding factor on who we're riding for today. Khalifa is a 57 flat. 56 resistance, which is nice, but not good on the hills. Waspec, 54 hills is okay. Nothing going for Rico. What about Suskic? Okay, Khalifa is definitely the strongest rider. Who is the 2nd strongest? Maybe based on a flat rating? Okay, Waspec, I suppose. And they're definitely picking up the pace, so we'll pick it up a little bit here. Alright, 60k left to go. We've got a little bit of a flat section here. I don't think Sakamoto could actually get back up there, though. I'm going to wait for this to split again before I still need to get water one final time within this race. It's not going to happen right now. You can see Sakamoto's not recovering, so splits are happening. Sakamoto's been dropped. Here we go. Next climb. We are restarting the circuit, so this is that first climb, a 2nd time through, and you see just how quickly were being destroyed. Rico is done out the back. Saskic still here, but hanging on just to the back. And both of my last two riders are nearly toast. We're going to slow you down a little bit. We've made it this far, but with just 51 riders left in the peloton, we're in a better position than where we were last time, placement-wise. But we're still not looking good. Saskic made it back to the front, surprisingly. Meaning pace has gone out of this just a little bit, but Khalifa very close to the end here. Prospect, go ahead and use your gel. Okay, here's that second climb, second time. It's a tough climb. And we're definitely starting to see the split. Saskic done but not yet dropped. Prospect as well. And Khalifa, oh, now we have a split. That's it. Khalifa, last rider left. 29 in the peloton. Possible top 30, but no energy left for Khalifa. Meaning we're going to slip right out the back on this next climb, which is that first climb, one final time. Not much climbing to do after this, but Khalifa, without energy and without pace, loses a ton of ground that time through. And still not recovering. Couple little short punchy climbs left to go, but again, they're the type that can do some real damage. Khalifa's just kind of hanging on for dear life here in the group. Coming back together for now, 67 in the peloton, and I think I'm going to get lost, I did, which means we're outside of the 67. That puts us 67th or worse, as we were the only one dropped. And one group went right past, so our placement now in about the 70s. Okay, we're done climbing, but again, we're outside of top 75. Okay, go ahead and use your gel. One last little uphill, but we are so far behind. Even though it's only 3 minutes and 40 seconds, but a full team of domestiques on extreme difficulty. No chance. No chance. Go ahead and sprint, Khalifa. For 75th. So even worse, actually, than the last race. I had thought we were doing better, and for a little bit, we were in a front group of less than 30. For just a moment there, I thought we could just squeeze out a top 25, which would have only been a partial failure. This is going to be a really bad season for us. We just have to hope that... Well, actually, no, there is no hope. We're gonna get whatever result is coming to us. We're gonna fail all 3 objectives. So this is gonna drop even further after a day. Let's see how bad is it. New evaluation always comes at the beginning of the next day. Here it is, and okay. So we have about a 5% evaluation now, and there is no hope of recovering that because the only objective left is a stage win. So we're gonna lose our sponsor entirely. I haven't had this happen before. So we have a new model coming out. It's just as bad as the old model, other than the reliability and the feeling have been improved. Something, I suppose. We only have one other, so let's go ahead and go for the minor changes there and get on with that. So, sponsor. super ticked off at us that 2 of 3 objectives have been failed by wide margins, and there's 0 chance on the other one. I mean, cracking the top 50 is going to be a miracle this season, and now we have no evaluation, squad, riders, or results, and it looks like the last 5% very well could be gone on this final objective, meaning we could fully be at a 0, which is end of sponsorship. So the big question is, does that mean game over, or will 3 new sponsors step up next season, giving us an offer? Haven't been in this situation. We'll find out. First check-in on dossiers is a good one. It nets some really decent results, better than expected. I've seen 0s and 5s in first-year teams. Everybody was a 10 or better. Still not great, but when we started at 50% or better to begin with, a lot of riders are pretty close to liking us. Only 1 at 30% is a bit low, but Justin Oyen at 95%, Thomas Rivard already hitting 100%, and we add in Harrison Athil, who's a 67 overall in the 30 to 50% range and has good potential, somebody we scouted already. So I have a couple other American targets that I want to go after, but we don't have the points for it now, and we're going to save up at least until middle of June to add in the next one. So we're into our final objective of the year. 3 stages, 1 sprint, 2 punchy finishes, and the objective is to win one of the stages. No chance. I mean, we haven't even managed to get a top 50 finish thus far. Today, we could finish much higher. We could easily get into the top 20, but there's no way we're going to win. So we're in a little bit of trouble here. For the very first time, though, I actually have my complete team at my disposal, so that will allow us to set up. Sprints are much easier at this stage. I think I want to go about 1 more kilometer here as the breakaway is now caught. And there we go. Okay, I've got to wait till later than what I would normally do. Normally I'd start around 14 to 16K depending on the profile. Bringing it down to 11. Main reason for that is that these riders have no stamina, no resistance, so it's going to fade really quick. But through positioning, I can get out front. I won't stay there. I will be out sprinted. I'm 15, 20 points below the actual sprinters. 0 chance. But by getting out front and getting into the right position, being in the right place, the right time, I can hopefully only be overtaken by the pure sprinters. So maybe we can squeeze a top 10. Probably not. More like a top 15 if we're lucky. Definitely should be able to get top 20. But it's going to take everything we've got. And here's our first chance to kind of show what that is. Jaime has the best average, straight 55s across the board. Sakamoto is looking pretty good today. Actually, Sakamoto is looking a little bit better. It's that race day condition. So Sakamoto is going to go for the sprint. Jaime lead them out. I think Lunenburg is the other one. Yes. So Lunenburg, and then Saskic, and Puchek, and then Rico and Wasbach. Wasbach is decent normally. Rico was our lowest rider. I think is now about our 3rd lowest rider. Activate gels on those guys, and then here we go. We'll start at about a 90 with Rico, inching our way forward. And you're going to watch at just a 90. Look how quick his energy is dissipating, and you can see just how slowly he's making his way to the front, pushing at that pace. He needs to accelerate a little bit harder. 7.5K now, so we're getting closer. And we still haven't made it to the front, and I'm not sure if we'll ever actually get to the front. We'll give it a shot. Okay, come on, Rico. Come on. You never even... There! Your final move was to get to the front of the field. Okay, Rico's done. We're on to Waspec. And we're going to start using gel for everyone as we're getting close to the end. 3.5K, and I'm still not actually out in front. That's how slow we are. But sprinting the entire team is going to keep... Man, oh man. I expected that this was going to be tough. I told you, top 20. But I thought I'd at least, be in a position where I'd be up here, not back here. We're already miles behind everybody else. I've got 4 riders left, 2.3 kilometers. So, we're going to get the most out of them. But as I'm sprinting, Suskic isn't even getting past his teammates. 1K to go, just sprint, everyone. Suskic out there, Jaime making a good move, Lunenberg, and there you go. There's the pure sprinters running away with it. And Yolkowski taking the win, and we'll get 12th place. So there you go. We got into the top 12. Nowhere near a stage victory though, but much better than our previous best finish of 63rd. 2 stages to go, and we're looking more like outside of the top 50 as they're both punchy stages. So so much for that stage victory, and so much for that last 5% of sponsor happiness that we have. Early on stage 2, and I have a number of riders already on the verge of being dropped. First rider out the rear, not one of my guys. Two climbs out of the way, 3 more in quick succession. Small breakaway of 4 riders. And one of them is already a half minute behind the others. Probably not going to regain contact, though it actually does look like they're inching back in there. And there you go, 4 riders, 2 minutes 45 seconds. And I've got my first 2 guys are just about to get dropped. Suskic with a -5 today. Puchek again with a -2, so after that super +5 in his first race. He has not been able to put it together since then. Category 3, and then we've got a long break before we get into the final sequence of climbs. And there goes riders backwards, but we get over the top, so we do get our complete team through the first half of the stage. This next little uphill shouldn't be too bad, and we're getting enough recovery, except for desperately need to get water. Come on, Puchek. You can do it. Puchek's back up there. You just need to hand it off. There you go. Alright. So that next climb wasn't too bad. It did damage, but we made it over the top, everybody. And we'll get a chance to recover again. So the real work's going to begin on this next one. The Category 3, short descent, and then straight into a Category 2. So a big double climb. Really, it's just one big climb. And I have a feeling that all or most of my riders are going to be gone before we reach the top. So let's bring it on down. And we'll see if we can get anyone up to the top. If we do, there's only one climb after that. 3 riders still away, but they're down to 30 seconds. And we've already got a bit of fatigue heading into this one. Jaime, go ahead and use your gel. Puchek was protecting Wasback, so let's swap that up because Puchek's done and going backwards. There we go, Puchek dropped. Oh gosh, here goes my whole team. Up the effort. Come on, get over the top. Category 3, we're barely going to get over this thing. Okay, there we go. Jaime dropped. Saskic dropped. And we're down to 4. Short descent. You gotta ride forward, guys. Ride forward quick. Lindbergh's just trying to recover, which means he's gonna go right out the back. I don't think I'm gonna make anyone to the top. Sakamoto has the best chance. Okay, here goes Rico.
The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group.
Breakaway's done.
We're moving along.
Goes Wasback.
Just gotta hang on.
Come on, Wasback. Come on, Lunenberg. Sakamoto. Come on, hang in there. It's not that much pace right now. All 3 are out of energy.
You see that? You can read the pain on the faces of the back.
All 3 are in the same group together.
Riders left behind.
We've been dropped. 85 left in the peloton. So we're all outside of the top 85. And all 3 trying to recover together. Maybe, just maybe, if we're lucky, regain contact. Peloton's not that far away. Another 4 riders gives us a little more strength. That's 17 chasing, but we're struggling here. We need this downhill. We're going to hit this downhill section. There we go. 17 chasing 80, and we are recovering slightly. 25k to go.
It looks like the pack has bitten the dust collectively, but the riders would seem to be okay to carry on.
Crash in the peloton drops it to 78.
Something might be cooking.
20 of us chasing them, but we're almost 2 minutes behind. So no, we are not going to catch them.
Frightful percentages.
Still 1.5k to go, and all 3 guys are out of energy. Just like that. Quick and easy like. And now we're looking at not even finishing in the top 100, which is the majority of the field. There's not many riders behind us. Almost the whole field is ahead of us, because not one of these riders is even good enough as a proper domestique. $6k to go.
Here we go. The sprint is on. The riders are setting themselves up. He managed the sprint like a master of his craft. He was certainly the fastest today.
Ended up with a sprint finish. Nothing to attack here at this point. We're just getting to the finish line. 95, 98, and 99th place. And there's only about 112 riders here. That's all my guys at the back. 1 rider from another team, I think. Let's get confirmation of just how bad our team is. 1 rider behind. 1. And then the next 4 are all from my team. That was the guys protecting the other riders. Brendan Rim? You're not that bad. What? I'd take Brendan Rim on my team. What did you guys do to that poor sucker? Beard, I don't know. Brendan Rim's actual rider. And then there's our 3 guys just a little bit further ahead. That's bad. That is very bad. I just hope that they don't do game over when we clearly, obviously have a 0% sponsor confidence But again, as mentioned before, that is what's at stake for this series. We're on extreme difficulty with literally the worst team you could possibly have. And they're showing their stuff. They're showing their worth. 75k to go on the final stage. The big categorized climb of the day. And unfortunately, the breakaway, not very far ahead, for whatever reason, is threatening enough that the field has chased them hard. So even though it's been flat, we are struggling. Lunenburg already out the back. Rico regains contact for now. One more small climb. If we're lucky, we'll still have 6 guys here. But I think Rico and Saskic are probably going to go out the back right now on this section. It's less than a K, 500 meters. Rico might maintain contact. Lunenburg, Saskic together now off the back. And Rico hangs on. Okay, that's nice. So Rico, you're going to protect Wasbeck. And then we want, let's see, Puchek or Sakamoto. Sakamoto is going to protect Jaime. And Rico was dropped on a descent. 72 riders were dropped on the descent. We all of a sudden have 31 riders in the peloton. Are you kidding me? We're in a good position. Rico's back. Peloton's back together. So much for that advantage, that edge. One really steep climb to go, but it's short. And then a finishing climb that has the same amount of elevation change, but about 2 to 3 times the distance to cover. It's not going to be easy. There's a decent chance that I'll still have 2 or 3 riders left as we go over the top of this next climb that can take us to that final climb, which will be nice if we can do it. That's my hope. 35k to go. I do probably need water. Rico, get it before we get too close to that climb, please. Please? Please? Okay, Rico didn't make it back. And he goes bye-bye. Very, very quickly. Meanwhile, Sakamoto goes bye-bye. And 3 riders remain in a peloton of 90. 87. So we made it. Now I need Puchek. It's your turn. Go get water. 18k to go. We're already blinking red. So it had to happen. There we go. So 3 riders. 3 riders to the finish. That's good. That's good. 10k to go. I have no choice but to mini sprint train this because we are too slow, too weak, and we've got to be right at the front and use up everything that we can. And just carefully pace ourselves to the highest finish we can get. 5.5k to go. Use all 3 gels. I think pacing wise, try about an 88. Hospec, Jaime, Puchek, and Puchek. Start going.
5 kilometers remaining.
Alright, here's the beginning of the climb. 4.5k left in the stage. Last chance to save face with our sponsor this season. Can our team of misfits survive? Well, we're already going backwards. 3.5k to go. Puchek, speed up. Two and a half K to go. And Puchek done. On to Jaime. think we're back to the 88s though. As with 2K to go, we don't have enough strength or pace to really do any more than what we're doing. Jaime, done. 1.5K to go. And now it's Waspek who, what do we do? Just try to maintain position? Down to 77 riders, so we've made it into the top 75. Final kilometer, and he's out of energy too. And we're sitting 72nd right now, so that's our season, folks. Final sponsor objective done. This will drop us down to 0%. We finished 74th on the stage. The one sprint stage, the only time that we got higher than 60th in the field. Really to be expected with a team of riders that are lower than the lowest domestiques out there. And that's going to do it for this episode. There's hope as long as we do get the opportunity to get a new sponsor. This sponsor, go bye-bye. But new sponsor, as long as they don't kick us out of the game, we'll be okay. Decathlon Gamer, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.